5 questions from life to your living room for John, whenever he's ready. I'm ready. Your latest song, P.S. Feel Free, is released on the 17th of March. Created with Ted Barnes for Extraordinary Body's latest film, Take Up Space. Can you tell us, in your own words, a little about the song and its message? Great first question. So we were commissioned, myself and Ted, to come together to write the song for a new film that was celebrating 12 years of Extraordinary Bodies. So really, we sat and had lots of cups of tea. That is the fuel that keeps it all going. A good cup of tea. And we sat down and we explored, obviously, the idea of take up space and what that meant to us. Currently, space is taken by people who shout a lot and have the biggest voices. And we're really interested in the quieter voices, the voices that haven't traditionally been given the space to be heard. So that's where the song kind of started. And obviously circus, being outside, we thought about the physical kind of the idea of creating an environment where people feel like they belong and are included. And then we started talking about the sort of the hustle and bustle of life and the pace and space, which is really important to me. We explored there was a quote by Hans Christian Andersen about how we don't notice the beauty in the ordinary. It's around us all the time, and we don't look very carefully at all these beautiful things around us, and we don't appreciate it. And we thought that was a really, really interesting thing. So we just talked about our own lives and what mattered to us, and love, and all sorts of things that are in our ordinary day lives and what they mean to us. And then how that all gets lost in the craziness. So it was really good fun, and we just had lots and lots of tea and lots of conversations to create this film. But I guess the song really is about trying to find our way through all that hustle and bustle and trying to create a space where we all belong and we all feel valued. The whole thing about taking up space is about the idea that, space is for us all. It's not just for the people with the loudest voices. And sometimes we need to get together and reclaim the space so that we can all create the world we want to live in, which is inclusive, with a sense of belonging. That kind of stuff. You grew up listening to Irish music, and you've said your favourite gigs have been in small Irish pubs with a packet of potatoes and a pint of the black stuff. I don't know what you mean. How has your Irish heritage inspired your music? Another great question. I was born in London to Irish parents, and Irish music was everywhere in the house, played all the time. So I grew up with it in my ears, and it sort of seeped in under my skin, and it's in my blood, and it's in my heart, and it's in my soul, and it's in my humour. It's in the pride I have for the music that I do. It's about celebrating and sharing. Irish music is I learned how to tell stories through the music and how important that can be. And I love listening to stories from Irish songs and English songs. It gave me a real strength in my character and a pride. And I'm really proud to be an Irish Londoner. And we've got a rich heritage in our music. So it's kind of everywhere in my gig. And you can't beat a pint of Guinness and a packet of potatoes. And anyone that's experienced that will know what I mean. It really has made my songs stronger and powerful, um, and really taught me a way to craft my songs to tell stories that are important. You have a very strong social media presence, not only using it to keep your fans up to date with what you're up to, but also campaigning for disability and human rights, in particular, independent living for disabled people. In your view, what's the single biggest legislative barrier that still needs to change? Don't get me started. You had to ask it, didn't you? Well, I had to go away and think about this one and come back all calm and collected, because it's enough get me wound up. As you know, I do sing about disability. I'm a proud disabled person, but it's not all I sing about. I sing about love, I sing about the environment, I sing about us having a good time together. But as you asked, I'll tell you what we need to do to get sorted out. We need to get the government to involve disabled people in the decision making properly and much better than they've done so far. The two things I would do that would need, major work, but it would make the massive difference to our lives is one, really legislate to support people to live independent lives. We don't want a care act. I don't want to be just looked after and cared for. I want independent living as a right. And independent living is about being active, doing things together, not just kind of this piecemeal care act thing. Get rid of that and give us proper independent living. It's already on the books in our rights, and Britain signed it but don't respect it. So they've got to sort that out. The next thing, access to work, is a scheme that supports disabled people in employment. It has worked in the past, but they've started playing around with it, changing it, making it more bureaucratic. And would you believe, with all the rhetoric they go on about, they're even cutting disabled people's access to work. So stop it, all right? Get access to work back to the way it was, working for disabled people who are working really hard and making beautiful, beautiful pieces of art, particularly in the arts world, particularly in the music world. They're cutting access to work right now. So that needs to stop. We need proper legislation to support disabled people in employment. And so access to work and independent living are the two bits of legislation that really need proper looking at, and let disabled people get involved in writing those pieces of legislation. Because with the independent living fund and with access to work, when they've worked, we've been the ones who've helped to create it. So listen to our voices, not just listen, but act on our voices. Right, I've done it. Breathe. Can I have a cup of tea now and get on with the next question? Thank you. You performed in the absolutely wonderful Reasons to be Cheerful musical, thank you very much, which featured the songs of Ian Dury. How did this opportunity come about? And if you could star in the musical of any other artist's life, who would you choose? That is a fantastic question, and one I've had to think about. In fact, I was dreaming about it last night, trying to think of who I'd want to do. This musical came about purely by accident for me. I've always been a musician and never really involved in theatre that much. And I was doing some work in a performing arts centre that I was helping to develop. And Jenny Seeley came up to me while we were running a course together, and she said, "Look, we're doing this. We're developing a new musical, and we're looking for someone who knows, a bit of punk and a bit of who can sing a few Ian Dury songs. Do you fancy coming and giving it a go?" So that's where it started. I never thought I'd be in the show, and the journey was never expected, and it was just an unbelievable, life-changing experience for me. And obviously, I got to sing some amazing Ian Dury numbers. I might even do one on the night of Live to Your Living Room, if you ask for it. So what other artists would I like to do the musical of? That's a brilliant song. I think the way I've chosen this one is A, because of the people's way they sing, their voice. their authenticity. Um, just the songs that I love, choosing really good songs that I really love, and also the time that these artists kind of lived. I think would be really interesting to go back to and learn about what life was like in those times. So I've chickened out of choosing one, but I've got a selection. I'd really love to do Woody Guthrie, just because how he wrote songs about the important stuff, and how he played them really simply, and how he created choruses that everyone could join in with and be part of. So that kind of that the idea that a folk song is something that we can all sing together. I love that. Luke Kelly, just because he's got the most beautiful, heartfelt voice, and he tells the best stories through his vocals. And I think he had a really interesting life, and I think it'd be quite good fun to play him. There's a guy called Ian Stanton, who some of you who have been involved in the disability movement will know of. Ian Stanton wrote some brilliant tracks. Dig him out. You have to go and do a bit of digging around, but there is some tracks out there of Ian Stanton. And I just think he had a beautiful singing voice. He wrote some really great songs. And again, he sang in his own vernacular, which I really, really loved. Robert Wyatt, just because he was so brave with experimenting with different songs and different styles and genres, and he really went out there. But he also lived in an interesting time where disability was kind of hidden. And I think he tells a story about when he was on Top of the Pops to do Shipbuilding, which is a song I'd love to do. It's a beautiful song. And they asked him if he'd get out of his wheelchair and sit on the couch, because the audience weren't quite ready to see a wheelchair user live on Top of the Pops. I hope those times change. So yeah, I'd like to do that. So yeah, that's Robert Wyatt. I think moving right up to now, I'd really like to give Kirsty MacColl. I'd like to. She's got so many beautiful songs, and again, her voice was just beautiful. The way she told stories with her songs was just amazing, and she's got an amazing catalogue of songs. And I just think that'd be a brilliant show, and I'd love to sing some of them songs. In fact, me and Helen have been known to do. There's a guy who works down the ship shop, which is really fun to do. My final person who I'm gonna chuck into the mix is Shane MacGowan, mainly because of his songwriting. He's got a catalogue of songs that are just beautiful to sing. They go to my heart. I resonate with them. They all mean different things to me. And again, he's just a character who lived, an interesting life. But there was plenty of crack and plenty of comedy and laughs in his life. And I think that joyous nature, along with the talent and the genius of all those people that I mentioned, make all of them really fun characters to play in a musical. So if you're watching and you want to make a show and produce it and ask me to be the lead vocalist in any of them, or any other one that I haven't thought of, do give me a call. Very much. What else is on the cards for you in 2026? Well, on the 8th of May at 8 p.m, I'm going to be live to your living room. That's my first card, my ace card. So there's a load going on in 2026. I'm really excited. I've got some travels planned, which I'll be announcing later on. We've got plenty of gigs. We're always gigging all over the country. So just keep a look on the website, johnkellymusician.co.uk. And if you sign up to my mailing list, which you'll find on the website, you'll be able to get the latest gig information. We're playing in Windsor. We'll be going up north later in the year. Hopefully lots of travels. And I've got a few international trips up my sleeve. I've been fortunate enough to get a grant from the Arts Council called Developing Your Creative Practice, and that's really helped me to develop behind the scenes, I guess. So I've been developing my communications over the next year, and I want to try and improve that, giving my supporters and my followers more content, so you can keep up to date with me a little bit better and a little bit easier, and me getting better at it. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try. So yeah, I've got a new newsletter that's going to be coming out quite regularly, so sign up for it. Lots of gigs, a new single out on the 17th of March, but importantly, 8th of May, live to your living room. Get your tickets, come and join me in the evening, have a laugh, have some fun, get cosy, not too cosy because I want you to dance and sing and join in with me. There's a lot coming up in 2026. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to be playing with a lot of friends, and I hope to see you somewhere across the country or online, wherever you find me. Say hello, and let me know what you like hearing me, what songs you like me to do, because I'm really up for hearing from you about what songs you like me to do. So that's a little bit of what's coming up. Keep in touch with me on my socials. I'm everywhere. Nearly. I'd like to be everywhere. Ha. What else is on the cards for you in 2026? Well, on the 8th of May at 8 p.m, I'm going to be live to your living room. That's my first card, my ace card. So there's a load going on in 2026. I'm really excited. I've got some travels planned, which I'll be announcing later on. We've got plenty of gigs. We're always gigging all over the country. So just keep a look on the website, johnkellymusician.co.uk. And if you sign up to my mailing list, which you'll find on the website, you'll be able to get the latest gig information. We're playing in Windsor. We'll be going up north later in the year. Hopefully lots of travels. And I've got a few international trips up my sleeve. I've been fortunate enough to get a grant from the Arts Council called Developing Your Creative Practice. And that's really helped me to develop behind the scenes, I guess. So I've been developing my communications over the next year, and I want to try and improve that, giving my supporters and my followers more content, so you can keep up to date with me a little bit better and a little bit easier, and me getting better at it. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try. So yeah, I've got a new newsletter that's going to be coming out quite regularly, so sign up for it. Lots of gigs, a new single out on the 17th of March, but importantly, 8th of May, live to your living room. Get your tickets, come and join me in the evening, have a laugh, have some fun, get cosy, not too cosy because I want you to dance and sing and join in with me. There's a lot coming up in 2026. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to be playing with a lot of friends, and I hope to see you somewhere across the country or online, wherever you find me. Say hello, and let me know what you like hearing me, what songs you like me to do, because I'm really up for hearing from you about what songs you like me to do. So that's a little bit of what's coming up. Keep in touch with me on my socials. I'm everywhere. Nearly. I'd like to be everywhere. Ha. Here we go. So, John Kelly and Friends, live to your living room, 8 p.m. on the 8th of May. You can get the information on the Live to Your Living Room website. Find me on the upcoming gigs page, and then book your ticket and join us on the 8th of May. By the way, there are also loads of other absolutely phenomenal artists all lined up to play Live to Your Living Room. Check out the website and get booking to go and see them all, because you'll love it. Let's have it, sausages. Thanks for listening.